You've talked to me before about land and how about title and how that actually could prevent wars in other places. Describe how the blockchain could apply there.
Well, I'm part of a company. I funded another company that's doing land titling. And really, at the end of the day, land titling is where rule of law starts. Because when they start being able to live in a well-ordered society is when people start being able to say, you know, Kevin, if you come by and break my window, we're going to make you pay for it. If we can't find you, we know that you own this property here. And so the law can go there. And so that's when law starts actually attaching to society. That's when it begins. And you could build for land titling office, you could build imagine building it's like building a database of who owns what in terms of land in a society, but it's being built in blockchain. So everyone can know when there's a database, the next question is who owns the database? You don't know if some goon is going to come by and change things, but in a blockchain system, no one can change. There's no cheating. You have to cheat mathematics to be able to cheat. And nobody, I don't care what kind of a goon he is, how many AK-47s he's got, what kind of lawyers he has in Manhattan, even they cannot cheat mathematics. They can cheat politicians in different ways, but they cannot cheat math. So you can build a land titling system on this technology, and you finally have sort of a secure world, a secure land titling world on which the rest of civilization can be built. So we have that company. There's land titling is very important, and especially because it turns out that for 2/3 of the world, you know, they live untitled. They live in favela, they live in barrios, they live in slums, whatever you want to call them. Peri-urban is the nice designation, peri-urban areas. They can't even really engage in the modern world because they are so cut out, because they don't even have, they're just not, they're not within, they don't have formal property rights, they don't have formal rights. That can change, and we can integrate. I think we can integrate billions of people into the global world because we can get land titling to them very cheaply and quickly now. So this company I funded has a project in Zambia, and it's going gangbusters. It's building, we're titling up the country of Zambia, and tens of thousands of people are getting titled to the, they may have just some little, what you and I might think of as a shanty in a slum and on a street or a path that doesn't even have a name, but that's their home, and it's their grandma had it or their great grandma, and that's where that family lives, in that little village. That can all be made formal. So they're just not depending on the local strong man to protect them. That can all be made formal. And what's happening is what they are, it's all volunteer, but these people, the government is running these programs where people are going out, they go with an iPad, they go into such an area on the outside of a city, and teams of them in uniforms and local people. And if you own one of these houses, they may, the deal is they take the iPad, they register, they take photographs of whatever piece of paper you had passed down from the great grandmother, everything like that. They walk the perimeter of your property and geolocate the fence, around it. And that person starts paying. That person might have to start paying $20, $30 a year to the government. But they now know that their claim on that little half acre of land in some, what we would call, what are economists call peri-urban. The more common word is a slum, but that's so judgmental, on the outskirts of a city. The government can say, okay, you now own that piece of land. We recognize it and we'll defend it. Our police, and we can integrate it into our legal system. But you got to start paying $20 a year or $5 a year, whatever they call. Well, people are snapping up that opportunity. And once that gets done, it creates all kinds of opportunity. Now, you have a piece of paper you can take to the local bank and say, I want to borrow $500 against this little half acre of land, and I'm going to go and buy a fruit stand. I'm going to go be an entrepreneur and start a fruit stand. And so the economic process
prosperity begins with property. There's no question about it.